as I said before, for me, in my late teens or probably mid-teens, I lived here for a lot of time until I realised I needed to start doing the work. Now, again, clearly, you wouldn't be in this room if you were living in that level. Right? You wouldn't have attracted this into your life, and vice versa. I wouldn't have attracted you into my field. But what I've realised is over time, it's gone like that, and it's, I'll come down, and then I'll go up, and then I'll be like. But these ones are much shorter. These visits, it's almost like an echo now. I go there and I go, hang on, and as you said, it's like I'm observing myself going there, going, why have I gone here again? What is it? And it might be a different situation or a different person or a different trigger that's come up to pull me back there again. So I'll do the work on that so that trigger stops coming up. So I'm less likely to drop. I'm less likely to go down into that place. I choose not to exist there. I choose to exist in that 400 plus every day, or even higher than that. And that takes awareness, that takes work, and shit happens sometimes, and it impacts that. But what I'm finding is over time, the more that I do and the more that I focus on that, understand how it feels to be at a certain point in this scale of frequency, it means I can stay there longer and I can come back quicker because it becomes my normal state. And it's something I've been working on for many years to actually hone that ability to feel it. I said for me, one of the things that's really helped me is the muscle testing, is doing the muscle testing and checking in where I'm at. If I feel a bit off, I'll check. Okay, where I'm at, and then I'll run a process because I know the process. I can be aware of me dropping, and I can run a process, and it lifts me back up again. But that's because I've got the tools and I've got the awareness. But it took the work. But the work is the best work you could possibly do. It's going to give you the biggest return on investment of anything. Because what I've seen reflect back to me out in the world are people, opportunities, situations, and the most obvious change was in my relationship with my dad and with my son. And I was talking to John Broadbent about it, and he goes, well, my dad's 81. I said, did your dad change? I go, nope. And he said, yeah, like you say, it's a reflection of you. I've never had, conversations as open, as vulnerable, as heartfelt. And I called him on his shit. And it's the first time in my life when I've called him on his shit that he didn't get all sulky or pissed off and then sulky, right? And then not talk to me for 2 weeks or something as punishment, right? That was his pattern. So he said something at my daughter's 12th birthday in front of my kid's mum and her parents. And it was something, let's say, was slightly derogatory towards women, which is in his belief system his whole life because he's a bit chauvinistic. And I went, when he said it the first time, I said, Dad. And he said it again the second time, like sort of in jest. I said, Dad, stop. And he said it a third time. And I went, enough. I literally, in the middle of the room. And then afterwards, I had this conversation with him. I said, that, not okay. It was Charlie's birthday. It was highly inappropriate. And I said, and it was derogatory. And he said, oh, but I want Aston to understand that, you don't argue with a woman, or whatever he said. I said, that's your fucking opinion, and you can keep your opinion to yourself. It's my job as Aston's father to impart what I believe onto him and not yours. So stay the fuck out of it. And I just shut up. I was expecting him to get angry or to get sulky. And he goes, actually, mate, you're right. You're right. That was inappropriate, and I won't do that again. And it is your job. I respect your job as Aston's father, and you're doing a really good job. And I was just like, it's the first time in 49 years that I've got a positive response to me going, this is my boundary, you will respect it, or you will I'll step back. I'll step back from you. Do not cross this line with certainty. And my relationship with my son, he just turned 15, and the conversations we're having, the depth, the vulnerability he's showing, and I love it. He's still very affectionate. So he'll be like, oh, Daddy, can I have a hug? I'm like, yeah, sure, mate. He'll just come and just give me a hug. He feels safer around me because of who I am showing up as a leader. It's the frequency I'm giving off now. And I needed to learn the lessons, like any relationship that we've been in, that we step out of, or even ones we're currently in. If you're listening or watching, they're there to teach you. They're to teach you something. Our kids are the best ones at that, aren't they?